Hello everybody, welcome back to Art Smart. I'm still wearing my Orioles shirt here, trying to support my Orioles who are a terrible team. Today I'd like to talk to you about the Return of Jafar. This, if you are not aware, is the very first Disney straight-to-DVD, or straight-to-video actually at that time, sequel that came out in the 1990s. It's obviously a sequel to the original Aladdin film, and this particular film focuses in on Jafar and his revenge to get out of the lamp and take over the world. This is a film that is, I think, okay. I'll just tell you right off the bat, it's not the greatest written film, and I don't think Jafar's plan is all that solid, but whatever. It's a straight-to-DVD film. My bigger issue with this film and Disney sequels that came after this is the fact that it starts a precedent here, which I think is negative, that is continued on in other Disney sequels. And what that is they choose to give Iago a much bigger role. And you see this in a lot of these Disney straight-to-DVD sequels where they take a secondary character that didn't get a whole lot of attention in the first film and give them more attention. And the problem with that is they didn't get a whole lot of attention in the first film, usually because they weren't that interesting or that big of a deal in the first one. And so centering a sequel on a character that nobody really gave a crap about is not a great precedent. And they started here with Iago, and this kickstarts the television series, and I guess they wanted Iago to be one of the supporting characters, and so they turn him from being a bad guy to a good guy. I don't think this really works in the film, and that's because in the first film, Iago knows that Aladdin is a good guy and is somebody that cares about people, and he knows Jafar is a bad guy who doesn't care about people. And yet somehow in this film, the fact that Aladdin is there to save him or whatever turns his heart, and he is distracted by the fact that Jafar is such a jerk. Well, he already knew that. I don't find it very plausible that Iago would turn in this particular film. So I'm not buying it. However, whatever. I mean, it's a straight-to-DVD sequel. But this sets a precedent that happens in other Disney films where you start seeing these secondary characters get way too much screen time. In the Cinderella sequels, you start seeing the stepsisters getting more of a role. And I'm sorry, the stepsisters are pretty boring in and of themselves and are not really characters that I have a whole lot of emotional invested time in. But now I have to watch more of their antics, and I don't care. You see it in the Mulan sequel, the stupid little dragon thing voiced by Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy has more time. In the Pocahontas sequels, the little squirrel, not squirrel, raccoon and the little bird thing. It gets tiresome having to watch this kind of crap. But I do it for you so that we can talk about it on Art Smart. But anyway, the fact that they start using these secondary characters so much is just something that they do in order to keep these stories alive and try to come up with something new and fresh to do, but still recycle the old idea. It's something that's mind-numbing to me. And so I want to burn this DVD just because it started that whole process of let's give those secondary characters more of a chance. Blah. But other criticism here, of course, is the fact that the genie does not come back with Robin Williams, or Robin Williams doesn't come back as the genie. And that's a major negative. Robin Williams didn't come back because he had a contract dispute with Disney. Disney wasn't supposed to market him in the original film as part of his contract, but Disney definitely used Robin Williams and his voice as part of their marketing, and so he got mad and walked away. I'm okay with the fact that they used Dan Castellaneta as the voice of the genie in the television series. You could understand that for an ongoing television series, you can't have the huge name of Robin Williams every week. It doesn't work. However, on what is supposed to be a sequel to the movie where you have everybody else basically coming back, the fact that the genie has such a different voice is quite distracting. It just doesn't work, in my opinion. And so that's a pretty big negative. Other things here is the special features, and I'll show you the back. You can take a screenshot if you want. But basically, the special features here are pretty lacking, guys. There's basically a DVD game that you can play, and those are always bad. Really kind of awkward navigation on a DVD. There is something called Disneypedia, Wishes from Around the World. Let's learn about people's wishes and how they wish from around the world. Who gives a crap? And then there's a Disney song selection, And I don't know, there's a couple songs in this film, but that's definitely nothing that's worth going back and listening to again. And I think they have a few other Disney songs thrown in there. It's just the special features on here are crap. That's understandable for what was originally a straight to VHS. There probably wasn't a whole lot of behind the scenes things that they did and prepared for it. So I can understand that they're just throwing stuff in there. But as it is, it's just not very good. So would I recommend this DVD to you? No, not really. The film itself is all right. It's basically just a television episode that's stretched out to be longer. And other than that, though, the animation's pretty bad. The secondary character thing is bad. The voice for the genie's bad. And the precedent that it started is bad. So I would not recommend picking it up. I got this from a Goodwill for like 50 cents, so who cares? But I wouldn't spend your money on it. Hopefully this makes you a bit more art smart, and you will continue to come back for more cartoon reviews. Bye-bye, everybody.